All right, this thing on. Testing one, two. Testing one, two. Hopefully, y'all can hear me. Oh, we got some stuff to talk about, but we gonna wait till people roll into the chat though. But you are watching this on the playback. What's going on, Disney Nation? How we all doing today? I wish it was under happier circumstances. I was saying this. Now I wasn't even planning on going live, man. I really wasn't, and that's why I don't even have a thumbnail. I don't have nothing set up for the setup. You know what I'm saying? So here we are, just kind of spitballing, talking, doing whatever. You know what I mean? Cause yeah, man. I don't know what to make of it, bro. So it's like, where to begin? Where to begin? Where to begin? You know? And like, okay, so I want to preface this off real quick, right? I want to preface this off by saying I understand it's a business, right? I understand that certain things have to happen, right? You can't keep everybody. You can't you like I get it. I get it. There's money, it's moves, it's all that stuff, right? You know? Welcome, by the way, if you're all tuning into the chat, welcome. So I get that. I want to start off by saying that. But here's my thing, right? Here's my thing. Okay. You had to make a move, right? And we all know it was told to us all like from the end of the season till now, right? And apologies if I keep moving my camera because I'm trying to get the right angle because I was messing with my camera and then it got off messed up. But anyways, like it was one of the four, right? So we knew Derwin wasn't going anywhere. Obviously, Hurd's not going anywhere, right? You know, there's obviously some other contracts that were no brainers that they could get rid of and move on, but they weren't the big contracts. Or just letting people go in free agency. But it was between Keenan, the homie Mike, Bosa, and Khalil, right? And one of those four, like the thought was at least one of those four, possibly two of those four, were gonna have to be moved, right? To free up cap space. Like that's just it is what it is. Tom Telesco put us in salary cap hell to try and win now 2 years ago and then win now again last year, and it blew up in everybody's face, right? But so here we are, right? News on what was it? Monday, Tuesday? No, it was Tuesday. Wednesday. News on Wednesday, and they waited too. I noticed that they waited until like right before the deadline, right? Because they had to be compliant with the salary cap by 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, right? So they waited, and we all found out Mike was released, right? We waited. Cool. This today, Joey Bosa takes a restructure. Khalil Mack takes a restructure. Okay, cool. I wasn't expecting that. You know, we're cap compliant. We made some good budget moves, right? And then this happens. Okay, we free up a little bit more space because obviously we need to make sure we have space for whoever we draft, right? Plus whoever we maybe, I don't know, sign undrafted. And then maybe there's another move to be made, you know what I'm saying, in the next day or two that, you know, like a low key under the radar type move, right? But to find out that they also traded Keenan Allen to the Bears for a fourth. Like, I get the salary cap, but who's Herbert supposed to throw to, man? And we let Gerald Everett go. Obviously, he wasn't like no perennial top 5 tight end in the league, but he was still, you know, great. In my opinion, he should have been more involved because him after contact is nuts. But it is what it is. I get it. Move on. Get you a tight end that's more of a blocker. Cool. The goal is to improve the running game. Give me 1 second, chat. My dog was at the door, wanted to leave the office. He knew it was about to get really real. By the way, Blazing Bolts, thank you for the $5. What if we trade for T. Higgins? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing well, my man. I'm just stressed out, but other than that, life's good. Then maybe that's the move. Then maybe that's what we made space for. But like, Okay, cool. We traded for T Higgins. Yes, it saves what, $10 million, because what's his franchise tag, and then you get the opportunity to sign him for the future, for the long haul, so you get younger. Is he a wide receiver one? I don't know, right? So what's the plan? I just want to know. I want to know what the plan is. That's what I want to know. Yeah, bro, I'm shaking. What a day. Sad day, bro. No care. The trader should was better. Speechless. Can't believe it, bro. Give me 1 second, chat. I'm reading through one broke piece of me. You know how to lose a locker room fan base one. Yeah, and that's what's crazy too. A lot of players are tweeting and saying stuff, dude. A lot. Like as news is trickling around, I've been seeing guys tweeting like, man, what WTF, or like, damn, bro, like all that stuff. No, after that, spend less. For that money, Slayer needs to retire a Charger. You do have to extend him. Yeah, no, Herwin ain't going nowhere, bro. Jay Buzz and Mac over this. Here's my thing. Again, and I say this as strictly talking business. I get it's a business. In my opinion, I want to keep all the guys that I'm used to rooting for, right? I don't think the Chargers in the last several years, maybe a couple years, they haven't had a talent problem. Sure, they maybe didn't have as much depth at certain positions, and they were a top-heavy organization, right? And I think what I think, if we're really going to put some blame out there, we're going to basically state that Telesco didn't do a good job in drafting depth. Maybe we could say that. That's maybe fair. Or maybe signing, budget cheap, get some undrafted wide receivers that nobody's heard of, maybe make a value like veteran, like who's a veteran wideout that we can find at a decently priced option, you know what I'm saying? But I digress. This team has had talent, right? It hasn't been a matter of talent. It's just we put ourselves in a position where we're against the wall with the salary cap, you know what I'm saying? Now, having said that, you had to make moves. I get it. Again, I'm not arguing that at all. But what I am arguing is the decisions of who the moves were, right? And I look at the roster just strictly from a roster standpoint. And again, I'm glad Bosa's still with the team. I'm glad Khalil's still with the team. I hope both of them get to see the field, because to see what that looks like from a pass rush standpoint, it's going to be nasty. And you have Thule to throw in as a change of pace. But that's just it. You have Thule, you have Khalil, right? You have Bosa. You could have moved on from one of those two, and you still have your number one and number two edge rushers on either side. Granted, Thule's a younger guy. He had a good rookie season, but you have that flexibility by moving on from both your wide receivers. What flexibility is there left? You know what I'm saying? And yeah, Josh Palmer has been, he's been good in absence and injury absence. Like, he's definitely somebody who can be that third guy. Obviously, he missed some time. And I'm rooting like hell for QJ to basically step it up and prove everyone wrong. I really do. I really hope he does. He had an underwhelming rookie season. I really hope he does prove everyone wrong and just comes back with a vengeance, and he shows us what he's capable of. The plays we saw in training camp, like what he can do. He still did make plays for us, you know what I'm saying? Like, he still had some good catch and runs, and I just don't think part of it, I don't think he was schemed correctly, but then the other part, it's like any ball that hits you in the hands, like, you have to catch that. But I digress. I'm rooting like hell, but again, you draft again. If the move is drafting Neighbors, cool. I personally like Neighbors in the draft. I'm split between Neighbors and Bowers. Those two guys. Probably Neighbors once we signed like multiple tight ends. Then I was like, okay, we're probably going Neighbors. But now it's like you're depending on a rookie wide receiver and a second year wide receiver who had a more than shaky rookie year. I don't know, man. Like, you still, like, you know what I mean? So, like, what's the plan for the offense? Who's Herbert getting the ball to? And again, Josh Palmer can play. QJ, I'm hoping for an improvement. Neighbors is an exciting rookie. All of those guys would complement a Keenan Allen very, very well. Because Keenan Allen could be your clear-cut number one, and those guys can be 2, 3, and 4, and let them fight it out through offseason and training camp, and even throughout the regular season, fight it out to see who could be 2, 3, and 4. All right? And then, as a couple years go down the line, then you flip it. Then Keenan can either be the 2 or the 3 and be like the Larry Fitzgerald type role, like how it was with the Cardinals, where Larry Fitzgerald kind of stuck on, took less money, was the vet, ran a lot from the slot, wasn't their premier receiver, but he was still effective out of the slot because of his route running ability. Keenan Allen, same thing. Keenan Allen already doesn't, beat people purely with speed or jumping ability or things like that. Yeah, he's got that athleticism to him still. But like even as like a few years go down the line, like he's still going to play for a few more years, or he still can play for a few more years because of his route running and his ability to get open and change direction and just knowing how to get open. You know what I'm saying? And use leverage and all that stuff. So it's like I don't know what the plan is. What's the plan? Like if I don't wake up tomorrow morning to Chargers have traded a first and a fifth for Justin Jefferson. Or CeeDee Lamb, like what's the plan? What's the plan? What's up, babe? Yeah, I'm streaming on YouTube. Everybody say hi to Tanya. Bye. Okay. You get a notification that I went live or what? Oh, yeah. Well, he put in the group chat. He's like, it's serious if Derek goes live on YouTube. But yeah, let me get back to chat. I don't mean to ignore you, chat. I'm just gonna go on rants tonight. So, all right. Oh, okay. Everybody, say what up to Luke real quick. We're gonna take a dog break for mental health. Say what up, Luke. All right, we back. Currently QJ and JP are rookie and a rookie if we go wide receiver. Yep. Carlos, you are right. Neighbors, MH Jr. I don't know if we'll be able to get MH Jr. I don't think he'll fall that far. It's possible, right? Because the Commanders made it clear by trading their quarterback. I forget what his name is. I had him in fantasy. Howell. By trading Howell, they made it known they're going to go QB, right? Patriots are the wild card. Patriots are the wild card because they signed Jacoby Brissett. So if they plan to just start their veteran, then they might go, Marvin Harrison Jr. and figure out quarterback later. Or they might go quarterback of the future and Brissett is their stopgap. And in some capacity, and we don't know what the Bears are going to do. The Bears definitely aren't probably going to go wide receiver, right? So they either roll with Fields or they trade Fields and go Caleb Williams. Regardless, they trade back. And regardless of what the Bears do at this point, the fact that they went and got Keenan, they're probably either going to stick with Fields and trade back, right? And get some other pieces that they know they can get later in the first round. Or they're going to trade Fields and get Caleb Williams. Either way, they're not taking that pick. They're probably trading it to somebody who does need a quarterback and wants to give up the farm for Caleb Williams. And then Jaden Daniels is probably going to go 2. Does Drake May go 3? He might go 3. And then it's up to 4 and then we're at 5. But I like, again, I again, knee-jerk reaction. I'm kind of pissed. I'm not gonna cap. I'm kind of pissed. I'm really pissed, actually. Knee-jerk reaction. I'm kind of pissed. Again, at this point, the only thing that makes sense is making a trade. Because why did we just free up this much more cap space? Who are we gonna sign? We're already 4 days. By the time we're able to call somebody, because it's already nighttime, right? Unless they're making moves in the middle of the night. Like, we're about to be 5 days into free agency. Who are we signing? What top free agent talent is out there to sign with the cap space we just made? So my only assumption is that another move has to be coming. That's the only thing that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that makes sense. Joel, what's going on, bro? Yeah, I know. AKA Thick Shrimp. Could have got Trey, not him. Anthony, here's the thing. Here's what I think happened is like both or sorry, Mike might have just been a known release, like right out the gate. Like that might have just been known going in. What they probably did is they went to Keenan, they went to Joey, and they went to Khalil. And they said, who wants to take a pay cut? You take a pay cut, you stay. If not, we're moving you. Straight up. That's probably what happened. See, OBJ, we probably could have signed OBJ and kept Keenan. Like, OBJ is going to not get that much money. He's not going to get a contract. If he thinks he's going to get paid big money, he's going to be a free agent until training camp. Maybe into halfway through preseason. Because like the other thing, but it still doesn't though. Like if they move Keenan to make room for a running back, which doesn't make sense, but let's entertain that. Why didn't they make this move 4 days ago? And then we go get Saquon Barkley, or we go get freaking Aaron Jones when he got released, or we go get, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to figure out what scenario makes sense. Like I'm really trying to be open-minded here. I'm really trying to figure out what makes sense. Yes, the Chargers are looking for a linebacker, but who are they signing? You know what I mean? So maybe they make a trade for the linebacker. If that's the case, then cool. We got a good defense, but we got no weapons on offense. We literally just became the Ravens before this year. Like, I know that's been the meme. Like, we took over, you know, our GM was with the Ravens, you know, all these players, you know, Gus Edwards was with the Ravens, right? All the, like, coaching staff with the Ravens. We literally became the Ravens. Top tier quarterback, trying to establish a run game, multiple tight ends, defense, no weapons to throw to. Yeah, Colton, exactly. That's what I'm saying. All the high value free agents are gone. Why did we clear up more cap space? We can't sign anybody. So am I going to see a trade pop off in the next 24 to 48 hours? Are we trading for CeeDee Lamb or Justin Jefferson? Are we trading for, you know, a top 5 wide receiver? Like, what's the plan? I want to know what the plan is. That's the only thing in my mind that justifies this move. Is that we did this to go get somebody possibly better and or younger, and freed up the cap space so we could afford their contract. That's the only thing that makes sense. Because otherwise, why did we do this? Yeah, but Mikey, the Chiefs had Travis freaking Kelce. They didn't need wide receivers. Their best wide receiver was a tight end. We don't have Travis Kelce. And is Gus Edwards going to run the ball like Isaiah Pacheco? You know what I'm saying? And Rashid Rice was actually serviceable. I mean, not saying that Josh Palmer can't be, you know, good. But that's what I'm saying. What's the plan? What's the plan? What are we doing? What's the plan? Chargers signed Hollywood Brown. Yo, our Chiefs signed. Yeah. Was that the move? Go get Hollywood? Bowers, yeah. And I wanted Bowers, but then we signed 2 tight ends. So again, what is the plan? What is the plan? Why did we sign 2 tight ends? Why didn't we just get Disley to be a blocking tight end? Draft Bowers to be the offensive weapon we hope he can become, and keep Keenan Allen. Like, what is the plan? I just want to know. I have answers. I have questions. I don't have answers. Bolts have 9. Now our Bolts have 9 draft picks. Okay, so basically we have a really good defense, but on offense we're gonna ship it in this year. Or hope hope that whatever wide receiver we draft in the has like Justin Jefferson's rookie season. That's the plan. Is that what I'm understanding? What up, Jack Boys? I get it, but you got to have somebody to throw to. Like, I get it. You improve the run game, but you're not going to, like you got to have a weapon. That's all I'm saying. I get it. Okay, I'm not trying to say in a perfect world, you keep everyone, right? In a perfect world, you keep Keenan, you keep Mike, right? You move on from one. I get it. Victim of salary cap. They restructured some other deals. They brought Alohi Gilman back on a team friendly deal. They made some other moves that didn't break the bank, right? You have Gus Edwards with the possibility of still drafting a running back, maybe not in the first round, but picking up another running back in the draft, hoping we can select one better. But like, again, who are we throwing to? I get the Chiefs didn't have wide receivers and were still able to make it, but they still had Travis Kelce. You know what I'm saying? The Ravens have seldom had receivers for the last couple years with Lamar Jackson, but they still had Mark Andrews. Like, you know what I mean? They still had weapons. But like, who's the weapon? Like, who are they throwing to? And that's assuming, like, is Gus Edwards going to be our starting, like, perennial every down running back? Or like, because the way I see it is he's the change of pace, like, goal line short yardage guy. So it's like, you know, what's the play? What's our goals to run the ball? Who are we getting at running back with $24 million of cap space we just freed up? So I get it. I get it. Trust me. If the philosophy is to start to run the ball and run the ball better, cool. Is the identity to become primarily a running team? That don't make sense. Your best player is clearly your quarterback, at least right now. Of course you want to run the ball better. We haven't run the ball at all in the last couple years. But your best player on the team is your quarterback. Why are you not putting the ball in his hands? I'm not saying every time. He needs help. Same way every quarterback needs help running the ball. And again, using the Chiefs as the example, the Chiefs became more of a running team and they still won the chip. So I get it. You don't need, and this whole season proved to us how valuable the running game is, right? Because look at all the quarterbacks that got hurt because they were asked to drop back too many times. Look at the Ravens. Why did the Ravens lose in the AFC Championship game? For whatever reason, they decided to stop running the ball, which they did very well all season long, right? You look at the Niners who made it to the Super Bowl, running the ball, handing it off to their wide receivers at times, right? So I 100% running the ball is important, but why are you not giving your best player on the team weapons? That's what I don't understand. That's what I'm trying to understand. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, Herb's gonna be putting up Lamar Jackson numbers. Right. Right, Deets, right. The plan is Jesus, Justin Herbert takes the wheel. No, you cannot justify running the ball 90% of the time. You need to run it much more and much more effectively, but you don't need you are not becoming a primarily rushing team with a quarterback like Justin Herbert. Or you got to, somewhere 50-50. Again, and then it just depends on scenario. Like, you need to be able to run the ball. You also need to be able to put the ball in your quarterback's hands and go for a game-winning drive, right? And you need at least one guy to go to, right? Like, when you got to have it, you got to have someone you could throw to. But we'll see. I don't know. Again, we don't know the full plan. And we won't know the full plan until after the draft. So if the plan is to draft and hope that guy turns out to be an instant impact starter, which, to be fair, when you're drafting fifth, like, the way I look at it, if you're drafting someone in the top 5, top 10, those guys can be immediate starters for you, right? they should have the capacity to immediately start for you. Now, should you throw them into a situation where they're automatically the day one starter, like top number one on the depth chart? I don't think that's something you should do. I think there's only like one or two quarterbacks out of the entire draft that are like day one ready to just start playing in the league at a high level. The others are going to struggle, figure it out, and get there. The rest probably benefit from sitting a year. But same thing with the receiver. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how many of the rookie receivers this year who played really well, how many of them were the number one option on their team? You know what I mean? Number one receiving option. Like, I'll use Zay Flowers as an example. There was OBJ, you know, and there's debate who was one, who was two. And then you had Mark Andrews, the tight end, who's clearly their number one of their top receivers. So it's not like all the load was fronted on him. And it's not like they had a year two guy like who was supposed to be the other guy. They had a vet. So it's like I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out the plan. I'm the reason for this whole I'm just trying to talk out the plan and figure out what the mindset is. That's all I'm saying, chat. And like there's a million different ways to debate it. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to know what the plan is. That is all. Before I keep going on this rant too much longer, I just want to take the time to thank you everyone who's in the stream right now. I appreciate you tuning in and giving your thoughts and feelings and stuff like that as well. I appreciate y'all. I mean, we all, I mean, and like, again, I've been trying to talk business as much as I can, but just from the heart, man. Keenan's one of the last San Diego Chargers. I know that only matters to like some of us. All right, Luke, I got you. Hold on, bro. But we're talking about a guy who was moving up the all-time franchise records, man. Like the best wide receiver in franchise history. Trying to catch Gates as far as receptions and yards and things like that, and then just like that, he's gone. You know, Mike's obviously my boy. If y'all don't know, that's the homie. Hang out with him. We play video games here and there. You know what I mean? That's my Call of Duty teammate. To see him release, that sucks ass. So it's like, I don't know, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, Eddie, now what? Yeah, there's I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what the move is. I don't know what the plan is. I don't know what the plan is. The only thing that makes sense, like, why, like, are they just gonna have this like empty cap? And I'm not saying like use up all your cap, but like, I don't know, like, what's the plan? The real KT, nah. Bosa was with the team too, so it's between Bosa and Keenan. I did see that, Eddie. Well, now I say this from I know nothing. I haven't talked to Mike since Tuesday, since before Tuesday. So I have zero inside information for y'all. And even if I did, that's his business and that's between us, and I wouldn't share that anyway because I wouldn't violate that trust of friendship. But my thing is like I again, selfishly, I hope Mike does come back on it because I that was being reported that it's out there that he could re-sign but less contract, less like money. But I don't know, man. Me personally, I don't know that I'd want to come back to the team that just cut me and then they're like, hey, come back so we don't have to give you all that money that we were supposed to give you, right? And then at the same time, like, I don't know. Like I look at it differently than I do when I was younger. And like if I'm about to be 30, like I'm like, let me get one more bag on my way out because this might be the last time for me to get a bag, right? So like that can last in my family for a couple generations. Like when I was young, when I was in high school, even when early 20s, you know, like, oh, you know, how dare they not care about, you know, team pride and all this stuff. And now that I'm like, by the way, y'all, I just turned 33. Nah, you get your money up when you can get your money up, period. And yeah, you don't need millions of millions. If you have a couple milli, like, you'll be straight, you'll be all right. But it's more about like setting you up, setting your family up, setting your kids up, setting your kids up. That's life-changing generational money, right? So you get as much as you can while you can, because you when you really think about it in the grand scheme of things, like, let's say you play 10 years in the NFL, right? And let's say you have a long life, right? You live to be 80, 90, 100 years old. Your football career was only about what, 10 to 20% of your life. So that's 10 to 20% of your life that you have to make all this money, and that's it. You know what I mean? And obviously, if you're savvy enough, you might go into business after. You might, you know, get into broadcasting. You might be able to do whatever. But like, you have like this much time in your life to make all your bread and just, you know, stash it away and take care of everyone, you know, in your family. So. Brendan Rice is faster than Keenan Allen. Yeah, man, but Keenan cold blooded, bro. Keenan a route runner and a killer. Like, I know speed. We all talk about speed. Everyone wanted more speed, but you know, there's more than just having a speedy receiver, right? You know, there's reasons why speedy receivers aren't like top tippity top paid, right? Like, Tyreek Hill is a speed read receiver, but he can do more than just run in a straight line fast, right? He's good. Like, he's good. Like, obviously being a deep threat and taking the top off, but he's also like change of direction and yards after catch and all that stuff too. You know what I mean? Like, there's guys who could just run fast in a straight line, and you might be able to catch a deep ball over the top. But how, like, realistically, out of how many times you run that route, how many times are you winning? You know what I mean? What's the percentage? So yeah, speed matters, but it's not everything. Bro, Red, I feel you, bro. Like, I'm about to take one of those pictures, bro. I got a Keenan Allen, an Austin Eckler, and a Mike Williams jersey on my closet right now. And now all three of those jerseys gone. I just got my navy blue Justin Herbert, and that's it. So here. This one hurts, bro. This one really hurts. I was just more shocked than anything, man. I was more shocked than anything. And then once the shock wore off, then I got fucking pissed. I'm not gonna lie. And then I got some Panda Express, got a 2 entree, orange chicken, the freaking steak, black Angus pepper steak or whatever. Half and half fried rice, chow mein. Now I feel a little bit better, but I'm still mad. I'm still shocked. How about, I'm gonna take away Herb's number. Now I know how the Packers fan. Yeah, man, for real. For real. Now I feel how Packers fans felt when they got rid of Devontae. And then look at Aaron Rodgers. Like, he still tried to do stuff, but you know what I mean? You don't have your number one weapon, man. You don't have your go-to, your main connection, right? Again, we'll see what the plan is. I'm not saying that I don't have faith that, you know, Josh Palmer and you know, can't play. He can play. He's been effective. He's shown. Again, I'm rooting like hell for QJ to turn it around and have a good sophomore season and show everyone wrong that, like, no, he's not a bust. He can play. But realistically, you got rid of number 1 and number 2 wide receiver. Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? And you had to get rid of 1. Again, we talked about this. You had to get rid of 1, but why did we get rid of 2? That's the part I need to understand. And that's the move that's probably still in the works. But why did we clear $24 million of cap space? For what? To do what exactly? 4 days after free agency starts. 4 of them. 4 days into free agency, then we make this move. Why? Why wasn't this move made on Monday? or Sunday or the weekend or last week, or announce that like it'll go into effect. You know what I mean? And then we could have signed somebody in the last 4 days with the $24 million we just freed up. Or unless they made the playoffs, is taking rookie wide receivers and 2 rookie tight ends. He did. That is facts. Again, we gotta hope and pray that the youth movement is what works, and whoever they decide to draft is him. But it's a big roll of the dice. You know what I'm saying? A big roll of the dice. Packers were able to figure it out, and guys were able to step up, and you know, a lot of rookie wide receivers were really good last year. But it's still a roll of the dice. Why not keep Keenan, draft a wide receiver, and then in when he pans out because you did your homework and you drafted well, now you have Keenan and you have a young wide receiver, and then like I said, as Keenan, you know, goes on, or you know, after the season you reevaluate. I just don't get it, man. Something is fishy about the time. I don't think it's fishy. Again, there has to be a bigger plan in place. We just need to wait and see what happens. That's the thing. Clearly, there has to be a bigger plan in place. I had a shower drink. I was in the shower when I heard the news, man. I was literally in the shower. I just worked out. I got in the shower, right? And then I just hear my phone going crazy on the counter. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then I check my phone, and I have the 3 different messages from 3 different sources. I have the group chat with the homies, Goose and VP. I got the homie Alex, who sits next to me at SoFi because he has season tickets too. We talk about everything. And then the homie Raging Bullets texted me as well. And I'm like, what is happening? And then, yep, I just saw they traded, you know, Keenan. I go on Twitter, and yep, there it is. And everyone's losing their shit and freaking out. By the way, one more time, because Shaka, you just got here too. Appreciate everyone in the chat. Thanks for tuning in and hanging out so we can all air our grievances and talk about our feelings over the moves that have happened. Yeah, no, Joel, that's like legit. That's the only thing I can think of. We're gonna wake up tomorrow morning to, like, you know, a T. Higgins, Justin Jefferson, some sort of trade. Chargers have moved a 1st and a 5th for XYZ receiver, and that's why we made the space. Hunter Renfrow is still available, but he's definitely no Keenan Allen. He's someone you could have paired with Keenan Allen on a vet minimum deal. Again, there's things we don't know that are in play. There are things that are being worked on that we're going to find out later. So I everything that I'm venting to y'all about, everything, chat, that we are talking about is all with, we don't know what's going to happen next. We don't know if moves are going to happen tomorrow, over the weekend, between now and the draft. Clearly, I think this means we go wide receiver during the draft. I can't imagine anything else we would do. But we'll see. I don't know. I don't know what the plan is, and that's part of the reason why I'm trying to make sense of this. The whole reason for me going live tonight is to try and make sense of this. And talking it through, I cannot find what makes sense of it, other than there's another move coming that we don't know yet, and that we're all going to find out about in the next day or two. Like, don't leave us marinating over this. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Keenan and DJ Moore. Now it almost doesn't matter. You keep Caleb Williams or you keep Justin Fields, man. Honestly, both family hurt, but I do trust the plan for 2024 in the future. Like I said, it's a youth movement. Harbaugh wants to hit the reset button. It's just crazy that he mentioned Keenan Allen's name so many times in his press conferences and offseason and stuff. And then now he traded him. Or they traded him, I should say. I don't want to say it was just Harbaugh's making all the decisions. But clearly they want to hit the reset button, at least on offense. But then defense, we're still rocking the same, like not same defense, but a lot of same weapons on defense, right? Oh yeah, absolutely. Trade for Devontae Adams, that'd be crazy. But then why not? Again, why not just keep Keenan? I don't understand. I mean, obviously Devontae is Devontae, and I'm sure sure as hell he wants out of Vegas. But then again, maybe not. But I don't think the Raiders want to part ways with them either. I think the Raiders think they're going to be competitive, being that they kept Antonio Pierce. Granted, they don't have a quarterback, but we'll see what happens. Maybe the Raiders make a trade with the Bears, either to get Fields or to make a trade for the first pick if the Bears decide to keep Fields. Imagine if the Raiders got Caleb Williams. Yikes. East Herbert isn't going in. Oh yeah, facts now. The one thing we don't have to worry about is having to change QBs over the next like 32 years or so. Or over the course of 32 years, we will have only had to have two quarterbacks. So that's cool. But oh yeah, Gardner Minshew is their QB. I forgot they signed Gardner Minshew. Yeah, but he could be stopgap. You never know. So maybe not Caleb Williams. Maybe the Raiders do trade up though and try to get like a Jaden Daniels or a Drake May or somebody, you know? Or maybe they take Bo Nix and see what Bo Nix ends up being. Jeff Haas, I feel you. I don't think I don't think none of those guys would have taken it personally though. I think again, this is all we all know who to blame. This is all Tom Telesco's doing. I think Tom Telesco, after so many years of mediocrity, I think ownership finally came to him and said, you need to be aggressive. So he started being aggressive. And then I think what really did it in is that he started making Brandon Staley's moves. He was no longer a forward thinking GM. He clearly became whatever Brandon Staley wants goes. And I'm curious to know if that's what like ownership directed him. Like, hey, we're gonna give this coach this time around with the coach, we're gonna give him everything he wants. So they made moves. They went and got Staley's guys, which in a lot of instances probably was a mistake. But who knows? Keenan and will document there's bad blood there. But that's the thing. I don't even know if that move happens. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And I only throw that out. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I only throw it out there because like what else makes sense, you know? Because then at the same time, the Vikings just got Aaron Jones. They could keep Justin Jefferson. They obviously got worse at quarterback with Sam Darnold. But like they might just say, hey, screw it. Sam Darnold's gonna be just as good as Kirk Cousins. We'll give this thing a shot. Hmm. Was the Russell Wilson trade the worst one in NFL history? Probably not that worst one in NFL history, but it was pretty bad. Bro, I'm calling it now. The Chargers about to draft 3 players from Michigan, and I think one of them's the running back, Corum. I honestly, on as much as I want us to get Malik Neighbors or Bowers, I also see a world where we get Joe Alt and we get a Corum in the second round if he falls to us. I think that timeline exists. It is very realistic. What up, Figs? Yeah, man. Crazy. Medi-Cali, yeah, Bosa's the last San Diego Charger left. I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't know what the plan is. I really would like to know. I really would truly, absolutely, 100% would like to know what the plan is. Because I don't know. You know what I'm curious to see? I see the director's live too. I'm curious to see what he's talking about. He's talking about the draft. We're stealing content here. Don't tell him. Crap. Hmm. JJ McCarthy third. Wow. That's pretty much kind of the common consensus, right? Everyone's kind of agreeing the same thing. Not you rooting through the director of YouTube. Hey, man. I want to see what he's talking about because I know he's doing the same thing as me right now. Can you rate on YouTube? How do you rate on YouTube? Okay, real talk, chat. We're gonna table the Chargers talk. Real talk, chat. I hardly have a clue what I'm doing streaming through YouTube. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know it's essentially the same thing, but like I'm so much more familiar with Twitch, like that I know what I'm doing on Twitch that the YouTube stuff doesn't make sense. So like, can you raid people? Like, is there actually like a raid button, or you kind of just have to say everyone go to the director type shit? Yeah, no, the director's tight as hell. We've talked to each other on Twitter about like, oh, one day we got to collab, and like we never do. We can't hear what? You can't hear me? What can't you hear? You're talking about director because I muted. I clicked off his stream. What's up, David? We don't know, bro. None of us know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows in this chat. We just got to go over. Okay, got it, Carlos. Yeah, we could do that in a little bit when I wrap up because I might switch over to Twitch. So for those of you that don't know, I usually stream on Twitch. You should I'm totally gonna shamelessly plug myself, but you guys should totally follow me on Twitch and check me out over there. Because I stream like video game stuff. Yeah. So you should check it out. I play Call of Duty. I play 2K. It's I've been known to play Madden every once in a while, but that's pretty much it. Okay, shameless plug done. But yeah, usually on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, I try to stream over there. Today was a day that we needed to be live over here on the YouTubes, so here we are. I don't know, chat. What do y'all thought? What do y'all think? I'm looking at you now. I'm looking at y'all. What's the plan? What does this mean? What does this move mean? Obviously, the obvious answer is we're taking a wide receiver at 5, right? That's the obvious thought, right? But what is the move? Y'all think a trade happens? Y'all think it's just we're gonna draft receiver or receivers in the draft? Helldivers 2. I haven't played it yet. I want to try it out. I need a squad to play with though. Yeah, Helldivers 2 looks lit. I wanted to play the throwback Star Wars Battlefront and Battlefront 2, but I heard the servers and all that stuff were having all kinds of issues. I think it's fixed now, but we gotta plan that stream out. Drafting wide receiver at 5, running the hell out of the ball. Yeah. Youth movement and speed movement. I mean, that's what everyone wants to go with, right? You got two dudes from TCU that could definitely move. It's just, how do you use them? How effective can they be? Multiple receivers. Darth Panic, I see you. I think that's the move. I think you definitely go multiple receivers. You definitely draft a running back in there too, right? Dream about Jettas, but we don't do nothing, just get neighbors. Yeah, I think so too. Like I said, that's me speaking from emotion, me coming from an emotional place. That's me saying, let's go get somebody like that. Let's go get a top 5 receiver with, and trade away a first and a fifth and whatever. But at the same time, I get it. Like we probably drafting and we probably going that way about it, right? And obviously, it's just like we have so many needs though. Like we need a center. We could use a right tackle. You know what I mean? We could use a running back. We need receivers. We need linebackers. We could probably use a corner. Like we have so many needs. So it's like, again, to free up the 24 million, like is that how much we truly need for it's not, right? That's the rookie contracts don't cost that much. So it's like, I don't know, man. I'm just exhausted thinking about everything. Now we got 10, I think we're receiver. Yeah, I read that. Oh man. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think he should have. Like I said, get your bread, know your worth. To be fair, because you know how Keenan missed the end of the season. I think a big part of Keenan missing the end of the season is that the Chargers didn't have anything to play for. Had the Chargers been fighting for a playoff spot, I think Keenan Allen comes back, the last 2 weeks of the season. I don't think he misses like the last 4 games like that if the Chargers had something to play for. But why would he go back out and injure himself worse? You know what I mean? If there's nothing to play for. So I think he absolutely could have played more games. He just either, I don't want to say he chose not to, but he could have chosen not to. And it also could have been a team decision. Like, we're not going to put you out there. There's nothing to play for. There's no reason you need to go out there and make your foot injury or ankle injury worse, I did see, yeah, we all saw Drew Tranquil trying to recruit Mike Dub. And every Bolt fam on Twitter just, went in. Drafting a young, see, I was all in on Brock Bowers. I was team Brock Bowers, but that does not happen no more. After getting a pay cut at that age after giving an organization. Yeah. Well, and then here's the thing that put him in such a terrible situation. Both Mike and Keenan deferred. Well, I know Mike did. I think, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I know at least one of them deferred a lot of their money to this year, which is what put them in the situation for this year, so that they could free up more money last year to go sign some backup, right? To try and make a run last year. Because going into last year, they still had JC Jackson's contract. They still had, they had Derwin's contract kicking in, and they still had some moves they wanted to make, and they ended up getting freaking Eric Kendricks. So they made room for Eric Kendricks' contract. That panned out. And they had Mike defer a bunch of money just to release him, and you know what I mean? So it's like one of those things. Like as a player, like some of those guys already made sacrifices, or not even sacrifices. I want to say they already made adjustments to and deferred. You know what I mean? Deferred their money. So it's like, yeah, why take a pay cut? Is Slater's even contract due? When is Slater become? Because Slater's like, regardless though, like Slater's extension, even if they extend him this offseason, which I think he's going into year 3. Sean Slater. When was he drafted? How many years has it been? Because you can't, yeah. So he's going into his 4th year. So he's eligible to negotiate an extension, but he was a first round pick. So he has 4 years and a 5th year team option, right? So he's going into year 4. Chargers can pick up his team option. Most likely they will. So year 5 in 2025. So even if they negotiate an extension for him this year, his money won't kick in until 2026. So regardless, it doesn't matter. So Mike Wilder resign. I'll try, bro. I also wouldn't be mad at him if he went and got his bag. Because, yeah. Because that's the thing with extensions, right? When you extend a player, that doesn't mean their money kicks in right away. It kicks in when their current contract's done, and then the extension kicks in. And with the extensions, you're eligible to negotiate them going into your 4th year as a rookie. So they can negotiate an extension now for Rashawn Slater, but it won't kick in until his 4th year of his rookie deal, and then his 5th year team option. The Chargers can pick it up. I mean, if they extend him, they can bypass the team option, right, and have the extension kick in year 5 technically as part of the negotiation. That's one of those things where it makes more sense to, as a team, if you know, like let's say you try to hold the power, so you don't extend a guy at the absolute earliest you can, so you let him play out his 4th season, right? And then you pick up the 5th year option, and then you negotiate an extension once you've picked up the 5th year. Because that's the thing. That's the thing with rookie contracts. Like a lot of players have a lot of leverage. The teams will do the right thing, right? If they know they have an absolute stud who they don't want, like obviously like a Justin Herbert. Like Justin Herbert, you know that's going to be your quarterback for ever and ever, right? So that you negotiate that extension ASAP. You don't let that go through, and that's why that happened, right? And I think Herb's money kicks in this year, right? Because 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, that's why they're in this situation, because Herb's money kicked in. Man, I hope the Chargers are going to win the Super Bowl. I don't know if it happens this year. 30 mil to get Justin Jefferson. Darth Panic, I mean, again, that's what I've been saying. Why would you free up this much cap space at this late stage of the game? If something else, if another move, if a trade isn't coming, like if another move isn't coming to go get a guy, because let's say you do go get a JJ. Like this is all hypothetical. Let's say you do go get a JJ, right? So you have the cap space to bring on JJ, and the plan is to extend him. And now with that 5th pick in the draft, you can go offensive lineman and not have to fill such a need at wide receiver. Or you could draft Neighbors. You could draft Neighbors as well, Martin. And now you have JJ and Neighbors. And you have an established vet you know is a top wideout in the game who's, still on the younger side. You go get a Neighbors who's highly touted out after wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? And now you have your new 1-2 punch. And then you can, do it. There's a lot of possibilities. As of right now, though, this trade doesn't make sense. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. How y'all doing, chat? But yeah, what I will say, man, is make sure you like the stream. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you check out my other videos and other content. Maybe we'll make this a regular thing going forward, doing live streams. I do have a Discord. It is linked in the description. You guys are always more than welcome to join the Discord if you haven't already. There's a bunch of different tabs for a bunch of different topics, but one of the main ones, of course, is the NFL talk, and we can always share, thoughts and feelings on there. And maybe during the season we can do some live streams, and we can, bring you guys in like callers into the Discord, and we can kind of chop it up and debate from there. Keenan was our... Yep. Well, Brandon, it's not even about we could afford Keenan. That's why we're all up in arms about this trade, because we could afford to keep Keenan. So they made this move and ditched $24 million in cap space for this year. You can go get is Justin Jefferson. He's still technically on his rookie contract, right? Because the Vikings picked. I would assume the Vikings picked up his team option because there hasn't been an extension negotiated. So technically, he's on the 5th-year team option of his rookie contract right now because he was drafted the same year as Herb. And I know they haven't negotiated an extension because he's not happy with Minnesota. So you could get him and he'd be hella cheap this year. And then you negotiate. Basically, you would trade for him knowing that you're gonna give him an extension. You know what I'm saying? This is all hypothetical, by the way. This is all 100% hypothetical because we're just trying to make ourselves feel better about this move that doesn't make a lot of sense to us right now, okay? So we go get Justin Jefferson. He's on his 5th year of his rookie contract, so he's not making crazy money. So he's actually cheaper than Keenan this year. And then you trade for him and immediately sign him to an extension. And then you pair JJ and Herb together until the end of JJ's career and towards the end of Herb's career. And then you again and now you took care of you have a weapon on offense. As long as you can effectively run the ball, you'll be all right. Like it is going to be a down year. They're going to load up with weapons over the next 2 years. It still just doesn't make a lot of sense to me why this trade happened on Thursday night though. When they could have went and got Hollywood Brown, or they could have went and got like a Curtis Samuel, or they could have went and got like maybe not Curtis Samuel because he actually got some money. Rondell Moore. Then the Falcons signed like they could have gotten Darnell Mooney. You know what I mean? Like they could have went and got, moved Keenan, got Darnell Mooney. So now you got some speed. Then you go get Neighbors. Okay, now you have something to work with. Now we understand what the process is, and you're hoping that what you're building through the draft makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So by releasing Mike and trading Keenan, what's the play? What are we replacing that talent with? Because we just opened up a bunch of salary cap, but what are we using that salary cap on? What are we using to replace the talent? And again, if we did this, I cannot stress this enough, chat. Why was this move not made at the beginning of the week? Where we could have used this space to sign a linebacker, sign a center, sign a right tackle, you know what I mean? Like if we move on from both receivers and it's like, look, we're gonna shore up the offensive line, we're gonna shore up holes in the defense, right? We're gonna go get a corner or something. You know what I mean? Like not saying big splash moves. I'm saying depth moves. Like take this 24 million and say we're gonna sign this guy. He's gonna cost us 5 million this year. Sign this guy. He's gonna cost us 6 million this year, right? We're gonna sign this other guy. He's gonna cost us 3 million this year. We're gonna sign this other guy. He's gonna cost us 4 million this year. Okay, you just got 4 players for the cost of 1 player, all depth pieces, and you could have signed a linebacker, a corner, a center, maybe not a center. Linebacker, corner, something else, and a something. You know what I mean? Like my point is, why wasn't this move made sooner if this was the plan? But what's the plan? What is the plan with this space now? So it's like I keep seeing people saying time for a change and time to clean house and start fresh. But I fail to see what the plan is. And again, we could find out what it is tomorrow. We could find out what it is next week. We could find out what it is in the draft. So I'm not saying that I have no faith, but I also am looking at it, scratching my head, thinking, okay, what's the plan? You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Would you be down for Mecole Hardman? No, not really. Again, that move doesn't make us better. He's a good third option, but we don't have a 1 era 2. So I don't know. Hope the commissioner vetoes the trade. Nah, it's go. There's no vetoes. We can't. It's not like fantasy football. They can't hit up the commissioner. Oops, I accidentally clicked accept trade. Can you reverse it? I didn't mean to. Nah, it's done ditto. It's done deal. That's so lame, man. We will miss you. We will miss you, Slayer. We will definitely miss you, Slayer. Okay, Chargers officially have $42 million in cap space. So again, what's the move? 4 days into free agency with this much cap space. What's the move? Wait, did the Bears trade the first round pick? For the first pick? Did I miss something? Yeah, that's what I want to know. Hang on a second. Yeah, no, I'm tripping. Damn, Keenan Allen and DJ Moore on the same team. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. I can't believe it. I can't believe it, man. Yeah, I don't think we go after Higgins either. And again, in my opinion, he's a number 2 wide receiver. We just traded our number 1. So again, for me, talent wise, you replace a number 1 with a number 1. Otherwise, what was the point? So, not playing for a team. I don't want to play for is playing the game long enough. That's just a vet, future Hall of Famer. Remember what Keaton. It is what it is, chat. It is what it is. Unfortunately, it's not my first rodeo because I've seen Vincent Jackson go to the rest in peace, by the way. I've seen him go to the Buccaneers. Seen talented dudes leave and go to other places. I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't see the vision. I'm gonna say it right now. I don't see the vision right now, and I'm not saying there isn't one. I'm saying I don't see it right now, and that's where a lot of this frustration is coming from. I don't see what the move is and the reason for the trade, other than cap space. But again, what are we doing with the cap space? What's the plan? Why did we free up so much of it? That's all. That's my question. And again, we might find out in the next 24 to 48 hours. But my question is, why do we need all this cap space? Why did we move on from wide receiver number 1 and wide receiver number 2? That's all I want to know. All I'm asking. So with that being said, I'm gonna leave it at that. Like I said, chat, do me a favor, drop a like. Make sure to subscribe if you're new around here. I know most of you are returning, and I see you guys in the comments and stuff. So I appreciate you tuning in. Let me voice my opinions and let me air out my grievances a little bit. Yeah, Darth, exactly that. None of those guys finished their career with the Chargers. But thanks for letting me air out my grievances. Like I said, you know, make sure you like, make sure you do whatever. Give me 1 second, chat. I'm actually gonna let me see if I can't send an invite real quick. All right, chat. If you haven't already, I'd appreciate if you join my Discord. Come on through. Like I said, we can have discussions and things in there. And I might use Discord this season to like I said, do like live shows, and I can pull you guys in like live callers like on a radio show type thing, and we can all chop it up. But appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm probably gonna switch over to my Twitch channel, linked in the description below. Play some video games over there if you want to keep the party going, or just tune in for some video game content. We'll have that over there. Or I might just get off and but I'll be live on Twitch tomorrow. I think actually that might be the move. Dizzy raid to the Chargers Unleash guys. We can. Where they at? Are they live? They are live. Yeah, why not? All right, everybody go. I'm hopping off. Everybody go raid the Chargers Unleash guys, because they're doing the same thing right now. They're talking about the exact same thing. All right, chat. They're giving their 2 cents on a lot of the stuff we talked about tonight. Go ahead and tune in. Go ahead and raid them. But yeah, man. I'm gonna call it there. I'm gonna call it there. Dizzy, where you been, my guy? I know it's been a sad day, but you're. I'll be all right. Like I said, this is I got it off my chest. Talking to y'all. Y'all been my shrinks. Y'all been my my people to vent to. But yeah, man. Maybe we'll make this a thing. Maybe we'll do some more live streams on the YouTube channel. Yeah, absolutely. This was fun. So thank you guys for tuning in. We'll do some more live streams on the channel in the future for sure. Just to hang out, chop it up, whether we just talk football, whether we talk food, whether we talk, current events, whatever we talk about. But yeah, let's do this. Let's do this more on the YouTubes. We'll do some more streams over here. But thanks for tuning in. Leave a like. Like I said, subscribe if you haven't. Go check out the Chargers Unleashed guys. I hope you're married now. Wedding's in May 3rd. Coming up. There will be content on that, so don't worry. I booked a videographer that gives raw footage, so I'll be able to get it. I'll not only get my wedding video, but I'll get the raw footage from my wedding, so I can edit it myself. But yeah, man. Hopefully more vlogs in the future. Hopefully more live streams in the future. That's actually a big reason why I haven't really been active on YouTube. I know I keep rambling on. I've been busy planning a wedding, but hopefully more content coming soon. And yeah, just stay tuned and stay locked in. See what the vibes are. Who knows? Maybe we'll be going live in a couple days when the Chargers make a blockbuster trade. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, take care, y'all. Peace, love, and positivity. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. And peace. And thanks for tuning in, everyone. I really appreciate it. I really do.